So I was asking, on what grounds is Alan, having the sentiments that the NPP betrayed him?
I think, Ali, we are moved beyond that. We don't want to belabor the point. We don't want to still be soaked in why Alan left NPP. Now we are a united party. The NPP can take care of their own.
I actually asked this because in one of your submissions on another platform, I heard you say that when Alan was Minister for Trade and Industry, many times, almost all the sectors under his ministry was taken away from him by the president at the time and taken to the presidency.
These are public records. The betrayal of Alan, the hate for Alan, Akufo-Addo and Bawumia was evident for everyone to see. How can you have a Minister for Trade and Industry who himself wrote the NPP trade policy in the NPP manifesto? Someone that wrote the trade policy in the NPP's manifesto and inserted in there that given the opportunity of the NPP government coming its power, the party would do, or the government will undertake what you call the one district, one factory. Now the party comes to power, and the very idea that he wrote it. The man was not dead. The man was not sick. He has been made a substantive minister for trade and industry. Yet a secretariat for the one district, one factory was created and then taken from him and given to a separate entity to be headed by one Victor Hidikuledu. Someone who didn't have any clue about the whole idea. Now, beyond that, the president, the former president, the hate for Allah, created another ministry called the Special Initiative Ministry. All over the world. Special Initiative Ministries fall under the Trade and Industry Ministry. That was taken out from Allah and given to our council. Now, agencies under Mr. Alan Kyeremanten, well, check whether he was even given the opportunity to, as it were, choose the leadership or the chief executives of these institutions. Mr. Alan Kyeremanten will appoint someone to the trade fair. By the time he gets there, the cabal would have sent their person there. He appoints someone to the free zones. By the time he gets there, the presidency has appointed someone. So it was just like they say in our local balance, he was made sympahene. Just be there, and we will take all you, we will cripple you, we will not allow you to function. He had to fight back. So for close to a year and a half to 2 years, the one district, one factory secretariat was not operating under him until they realized that the woman they gave that secretariat to was messing up. More than a year, there was nothing happening before they brought it back. And guess what? When they brought it back to him, because they wanted to fail, so that they would use it against him in any presidential elections or presidential primaries, they gave him a paltry budgetary allocation of less than 300 million Ghana cedis. We're talking about creation of one district, one factory. And if you meant business, if you were really interested in dealing with issues of unemployment, you wouldn't do that. But the interesting thing was that because of the credibility of the man, Alan Kyeremanten, he was able to leverage his links with the private sector, especially the banks, to aid him with close to 3 billion Ghana cedis. That was how come when he took over, he was able to establish 296 factories at various levels of completion. That was a mark of ingenuity. That he decided to focus on building Africa continental trade. So a lot of things happened, but just that if we were a leader, we processed it, we realized that they were not in there to help him. But what they forgot was that by doing this to Mr. Alan Kyeremanten, it was also going to hurt your own government. Because what the team youth have been yearning for is employment. So if you deny the ministry that could have created a enabling environment to aid in your government, instead of giving the trade and industry ministry that maximum budgetary support, they went and gave the office of the vice president, Alan Kyeremanten, close to 4 billion Ghana cedis to implement a bogus policy called NAPCO. What was NAPCO about? Graduates who are spoiled, whose parents have paid huge sums of hostel fees, academic facilities are fee, residential facilities are fee, and so on and so forth. They made them to sit in the homes and they were paying them 700 cities. And even with that, the numbers were inflated. So this is what we were talking about.
Are you saying, you are making a very serious allegation that NAPCO was established and the youth that were engaged were doing nothing but were being paid for doing nothing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even the numbers, the 100,000 number that we're talking about, I've set time with a number. I've asked this government in the main business to go into the NAPCO and establish whether or not indeed that administration was paying 100,000 people. And I can bet my life and my life as well that those that were being paid every month were not more than 7,000 people.
Were not more than 40,000.
7,000, I mean, not 40,000.
Wow. And that's why you describe it as a bogus policy.
Obviously, it's a bogus policy. As it's given with the estimated number of 7,000 I'm talking about, they still owe some of them. They owe them in their various homes. The 700 Ghana they were not paying. How would you, as a government, come to power or in opposition claim that you believe in the free market enterprise, that you are going to establish one district, one factory, and you would have money close to 4 billion, and you will not give it to the private sector or give it to the trade and industry ministry to help businesses, the enterprises to expand the business to absorb the very people that you want to employ? Who will do this? Who will just give space for universities for no one can? Let's go on the economy of Ghana. So it was a bogus policy, and that's how it couldn't survive. If it was a good policy, it would have survived now. They have to discontinue it because of the bogus nature of it. And all this came because of the hatred. They wanted to propel Dr. Bawumia into that limelight, that indeed he was the one creating jobs. He was helping the Jimmy youth. But a policy that is not well thought through, that is not sincere, that is not honest, that's not suffice, and that's not survive.